Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. It's William here at Allegory Gallery, and I'm feeling much better, except now I got to turn my sound off here. There we go. Hello. Much better day today. Headache is gone. Um, don't have to work through that today, which is really nice. We have been working on getting together some new stuff to show you today, which I'm very excited about. And while we're chatting here a little bit, I'm going to cut some of my papers. You know, our very high tech lot paper numbers, paper lot numbers. Marianne's here, Kimberly's here. This is in a work meeting trying to multitask. Good luck. I know that's not easy. But we've got some fun new stuff for you today. We have a supplier that has gotten us some fun new acrylic beads, and they are super colorful. We've got like the whole rainbow of colors, including rainbows, and we've just finished stranding everything up. And well, not everything. We've finished stranding up enough things to show you. And I don't know if we'll get through them all today. We're going to do our best to get through as many as we can. And we'll see. Hopefully y'all like these. There are limited quantities of each one. So if you do like them, I hope you'll grab them. And if you like these, I know that our supplier has some other things for us if this goes well. So this is a cool test, I think, to see how these go over and what you're all into. But if you love fun, colorful things, if you like making funky stuff, adding lots of pop of color to your designs, you're gonna love these. I love them, so I'm very excited about them. Andrew surprised me with these. He's been working on talking with his vendor for a while, I guess, and he's been working on getting these. So I'm excited about this, and I hope you are too. First, though, how's your day going? Our day has been spent mostly, like I said, stranding things up and getting things ready. But if you're out there, please say hi. I see a few people out there. We are again only streaming on YouTube again today. With my headache last night, I did not take the time afterwards to work on the new streaming service that we want to set up. And today, like I said, we've been working on getting this stuff ready and some of our normal things that we have to do through the day. So I did get more sleep last night, which is helpful. And wasn't awoken too many times by our cats. Andrew made sure of that to help that. And so I've got some energy going. I took my multivitamins today. I'm feeling a little bit better. And we're gonna have hopefully have some fun today. Let me get this computer up and running too. So how's everybody doing? You having a good time? Having a good day? How's your afternoon? I'm going to my pottery class today. I should be getting back a few things. I can't even remember. I made some dishes last week. Hey, Vicky. Vicky's at work too. Everyone's sneaking on at work. I like that. I like that. I wouldn't. I like that because I can. um, I I made some dishes last week. I think I made 8 new dishes, and those I think my teacher said should be coming out of the bisque by today. And also my pendants should be coming out, getting ready to take a look at them and get their clear coats. And then they will go through a glaze firing, and then they will be available, hopefully, if they come out okay. So I'm excited to see how everything is coming out. And I'll be working on clear coating those pendants probably today. And I'm trying to think, I think I have something else I worked on, but I can't remember now. yeah. Anyway, that's what I'll be doing. It's gonna be fun time. The day is, it's fairly warm here. It's 56 degrees outside, but it's gray. It's very gray and it's rainy. Um, so it's still not, even though it's warmed up, it's 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 pretty gray. But I am thankful that it's warmed up a little bit. That means I don't have to check on the cottage as often and as much. Even though I go out there at least once a day, but I don't have to like keep. I usually monitor it quite often. We have a split system in there that keeps track of um, the temperature, and the temperature is over. I can read it over the internet, so I'm often looking at it, trying to check on it and make sure it's okay there and nothing's getting too cold. If I have to go up and set the pellet stove higher, that's a whole thing. But when it gets to be this temperature out, I don't generally have to worry about it. Because this is right now as cold as it even got the whole time when it was um, when it was winter generally. It didn't, well, it went down to about 52, 53 at one point. But that means the inside will stay warm, which I'm happy about. And it's only supposed to get warmer, I guess, over the next few days. Um, I'm trying to see, I think we're going to be up in the 70s by Saturday. But raining Thursday, raining Friday, raining Saturday, raining Sunday. We're going to get a little reprieve from the rain on Monday. It'll be 65 and beautiful sunny, then back to rain on Tuesday, rain on Wednesday, rain on Thursday. It's like, if it's going to be in the 70s, 60s and 70s, can we get some sun? Maybe just a little. That'd be nice. Brighten up the day so we can actually go out and do something. But things are starting to bud. I took pictures of some flowers. We have some flowers going in the yard. And little crocuses are starting to pop up, which is very sweet. The snowdrops are popping up. I didn't see any aconites this year. I don't know why. I think Andrew said he saw some, but they didn't flower. So I have not seen any though. We usually get those as usually one of the very first signs I get that spring is here, but I have not seen them popping up in the yard yet. And the snowdrops are already up. They usually kind of come up together. So I don't know why. Um, our blueberry bush is trying to bud, which is nice, maybe, but it ends up often getting frozen off when that happens too early. We usually have another frost that comes through here later in March, or sometimes I think April we get a frost. So we got to kind of watch that. But Andrew trimmed the blueberry bush because it often does much better when it gets a good trimming. I think it only produces blueberries on certain growth, like last year's, like I know grapes are like last year's growth. And I think the blueberry bush does something like that. Like once it gets too old, they don't produce as well. So Andrew often goes out there and trims them off every year, every other year. And he trimmed some off and planted some in the ground outside, and then put some in water in the basement, and put in like root growth hormones and stuff. And the ones in the basement are ahead because they're warmer and they're under a grow light. They are ahead of the ones outside. I've been keeping an eye on them. The ones down in the basement look like they're about to bloom. Their buds are starting to burst a little bit, whereas the ones outside are still pretty tight and pretty red. So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting watching that, and I didn't actually know you could propagate blueberries like that. So, I mean, I guess I should have thought about that, but I didn't realize that. So, looks like we could have a lot more blueberry bushes. I really like our blueberry bush. It's one of those, some blueberries are sour, some are more sweet. This is kind of a tart blueberry, and that's my favorite. Um, so that's what he was working on the one day when he went out in the yard and did some things and some trimming. And we have some big bushes we need to trim up, and really some of them we want to remove. I don't know if we'll get to that this year. We keep saying that every year. They're kind of a nice a border to the property, and they kind of give a little bit of privacy from neighbors, and just a separation, which is sometimes nice to have. At the same time, they are considered an invasive species, and so we kind of fight with that. I mean, we keep them contained, so of course they don't spread everywhere, but there is one there that we keep trying to cut down, and it keeps trying to come back every year. Every year, it's a different one, but um, we would need to dig them out by the root, like deeply by the root. We've cut the one down real small, and it just keeps sending out shoots, and they grow so fast. Um, it's amazing how fast some of these things can grow when other things take forever. But this one, every year, it's like we're chopping down like a giant bush again. Um, so we really need to try and dig it out by the roots. But it's all this kind of yard work. We have some daffodils starting to pop up. Finally, there's some at the cottage, although I didn't get a chance to really look around too hard up there when I was up there. But I know there are a few starting to pop up around there. We have some around our house and some other flowers that are popping up. So spring is on its way. Finally, I feel like we're heading into spring now, and I'm happy about that. I'm kind of overjoyed by that. But Marion says enough spring talk. Yeah, I know you're not heading into spring for quite some time. I'm so surprised though. It's so funny to me that like this is so normal. I grew up in Pennsylvania. This is so normal for spring to be coming like kind of now. I look back in some of my pictures and like we've already had flowers now, and on some years it's so vastly different from year to year. But some people we hear on these, they're like, oh, my daffodils are here and gone already. And I'm like, it's that nice. It's that nice somewhere that the daffodils are here and gone. May's here. Hello, May. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, so that's what's happening here. We were talking yesterday about Apple. I won't go on too long about it, but they released their new MacBooks today, and I have not really gotten to read much about them at all. So I'm excited to do that tonight, to kind of sit down and see what was released today. I've read a little bit I did a real quick look at the specs. It's okay. But it's definitely not for everyone. It's definitely not for me, for sure. But there is probably a market for a lot of people for it. So, but I'm going to take a closer look at everything tonight. I do have people that often ask me what kind of computer they should get, and so I try to stay up on all of this. So that happened today, and yeah, we're spending some time with the cats today. Everybody's being pretty good. And yeah, we've just been kind of hanging out. We hung out that house here a lot because we were working on getting these things ready to show you. For those of you who joined us yesterday, I'm sorry. We had like our stream cut out like 2 different times yesterday. Hey Susan, thanks for joining us. Our stream cut out like 2 different times yesterday, and with everything going on with my headache and the stream cutting out and things happening, I felt so discombobulated. I forgot to do any giveaways. I promised giveaways yesterday and didn't even do them. So we're going to do, I put up a notice, we're going to do giveaways every day this week from here on out to make up for that. So we'll have some giveaways for y'all at the end of today's show. Maybe at the beginning of the show. I don't know. We'll see. Probably at the end. And then we will do that also on Thursday and Friday. We'll have some giveaways. So sorry about that if you're waiting for those. I would have had to restart a third stream anyway yesterday if we had wanted to do some giveaways. Because I think right at the end it cut out on me. I was just texting people in the comments because the comments were still up, but my stream was down. And I hope that doesn't happen again today. I don't know why that's happening or why that happened. Vicky says, that's what happened. I thought I was booted. No, it just cut out. and it did that once. And then it had to reconnect, but it never reconnected, so I had to restart the stream. It told me I was connected, but I wasn't. And then I restarted that, and then at the very end, as I was saying goodnight, and I had started looking over, and I was like, oh, I forgot the giveaways. I just let it go and just said goodnight to everybody in the comments because I I uh I would have had to restart a third stream just for giveaways. Um, so yeah, let's see. May says caught the replay yesterday. Apple we need to update choosing uh, choosing between watch and phone. We're not thinking about a computer at the moment. Choosing between a watch or a phone, or watch and phone together. Watch and phone together. It's hard to have an Apple Watch without an Apple phone. I don't even know if you can have an Apple Watch without an iPhone, to be 100% truthful. So if it's between the watch or the phone, I don't think you can have a watch without an iPhone. I don't know if it works on Android or if you can set one up that way or not, which I should know. You never used to be able to, but maybe you can. And the watch and phone have to be of a general similar age range too, which is a whole other thing. But yeah, zoomies are happening, says Mary. You got zoomies happening in the house. We had that happening earlier. Cats were going wild. And then Gertie disappeared. Gertie was around, and we were working on stuff, and then she disappeared. I had to check downstairs, make sure she didn't sneak downstairs, and I forgot. With Barnaby in the man cave. But she kind of disappeared for a while. Susan says, Hubs needs a new computer. His is ancient. That was very helpful information. Thanks so much. Oh, good. Sometimes I know I go on too long. Andrew's like, you went on for a while about Apple stuff. I was like, oh, I hope it wasn't too long. But I hope it's useful to some people. But yeah, the MacBook that came out today, for most people, I'm going to say, if you want a computer that lasts a very long time, and you can plug into a nice big external monitor, from the sounds of it, that's not the one for you. It'll last a good while. It has the same power as an M1 computer, which is what they said it probably would. Mine's an M1 Pro, so it's the next step up, but it would have similar computing power to that. It has the same computing power in a single core to an M4, which is wild to me. But it's really running off of the chip from the iPhone 16, last year's iPhone. So it's running off of that chip. It can only go up to, I think, a 4K monitor at 60 hertz. So if you want like a 5K monitor or 120 hertz monitor to plug it into, it won't do that. It's limited to 8 gigabytes of RAM, and the highest you can get is a 512 gigabyte storage. So while that's enough for most people, it's one of those things. It's the 8 gigabytes of RAM that make me pause the most on the whole package. Because it sounds like a little bit of RAM from a PC industry standpoint. It's actually still really pretty good for a Mac, especially for what that computer's built for. But it starts at $599, I think. Anyway, it's good for what it is. But if you want to plug it into a nicer monitor or things like that, it's probably not the one for you. My watch is older than the phone, but so far they are working, says May. That's good. Yeah, my watch is a Series 6, and it's still working with my brand new phone, which is a 17 Pro. The 6, I think, is the last one to get the modern updates. So they do last for a while in between. But yeah, you just want to make sure that, because my older watch, I didn't realize last time when I upgraded my phone, I knocked my older watch off of the list. I didn't realize that I had done that. Because I use the older ones usually for like going out and when I'm working in the yard or doing dirty work, lawn mowing, stuff like that. I usually put on the older one, and I keep the newest one that I have when I upgrade for when I'm doing just general stuff, nicer, easier stuff. And I went to put it on to go in the yard, and it was like, this watch isn't detected anywhere. So that kind of killed the purpose of that watch. So You just got to watch that if you're using older ones. That's all. But yeah, so that's what's going on. I'm glad the information did help some people. Like I said, if you ever have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm an open book when it comes to that. Let me know what you're doing, and I will help you pick out a computer. I used to do that. That was my job, literally. Um, when I worked at Apple, people would come in, they'd tell me what they want, I'd help them pick it out. There was never, Apple was very good in that they never wanted you to like force an upsell or sell something to somebody that they didn't need. It was always about finding their need and matching them with the right hardware. So that's what we do. Susan says, I redid the necklace I started during Friday's make along, but I wasn't happy with it. Still not happy with it. Got to keep working, right? Sometimes they don't come so easily, right? Those designs, like I made a bunch of earrings. I like them okay. They're fine. Um, you know, mainly it was for practice, and I'll probably take them to the store and put them up um, for selling at a lower price point than a lot of our other things that we make. Just because I think they're fun and they'd be great. They're still really, I think they're not, I think I made nice earrings, but um, you know, are they super special? Not necessarily, but they're fun and at a low price point, they should sell. Um, May says Apple in-person customer service is great. I think they are. I really do. And everybody, I don't know how it is now. This was years and years ago now, but it used to be everyone was trained to definitely make sure that the customer got what they actually needed. There was no push to upsell them to the next level, or it was all really, and people were so surprised. They'd walk in and they're like, I need a MacBook Pro, and we'd be like, what are you going to use it for? And they're like, no, we're going to do this, we're going to do email, we're going to do some spreadsheets. Be like, you just need a MacBook. They're like, really? I don't have to spend money on a MacBook Pro? Nope, you don't. You can go in Air, you can do a MacBook, and people were delighted. Most of the time. Some people still insisted that they needed it. And it's like, okay, if you want to spend it, sorry. I always seem to get an eyelash or something in my eye every time I start a live. But yeah. I don't know how many people told me, they're like, oh, I didn't actually think you were going to talk me down a level. But that's what we often did, because people came in thinking they needed this very powerful hardware. And then when they realized they didn't and they could save some money, they were overjoyed by it. So that's good. Susan said, so I took it apart and added an extra bag of bead blend I used. Wait, so I took it apart and added an extra bag of the bead blend I used, plus some extra random things that were nearby. Oh, good. That's good. So far I've made 2 necklaces and a bracelet. That's awesome. See, you've been busy. That's good. I did not get into the design challenges group yet today, so that is something that I have to take a look at and see what y'all are posting. I haven't seen what you're all posting. I'm behind. We always talk about these things that Facebook asks us to do every week. I am so behind. I have not done a lot of posting on Facebook this week. Sorry, I'm really. Yeah, I have not. I had a headache all day yesterday, which really did not. Looking at the phone screen was very hard yesterday, and I tried to look at the computer screen to do packing and shipping. That was as much as I was trying to do. Susan says, at my old job, we use Microsoft Office products. At home, we've always used Apple products. Very happy with them. Yeah, and I have not used Microsoft Office in I don't know how many years. I think when I was in New York, I still had an Office suite. I think we actually got it through Apple as employees. We could get it at a discount, and I think that was the last time I bought the suite, and that was in 2006. Other than that, I use all of Apple's free Office stuff. I use Pages to write letters. I use numbers to do like spreadsheets. And we have used Andrew, especially when he does presentations. So when he goes to craft schools and does presentations and things, we use Keynote instead of PowerPoint. And a lot of the people have Macs when we go to these, artists like Max and a lot of the makers, when he's doing presentations, they have a Mac. So he can do the Keynote instead of the PowerPoint, and it works really well, generally. And of course, I always take my computer with me just in case. So, yeah, we've been very happy. We run our whole business on our Macs. There's not anything, I haven't looked at a PC in years. So, but we're fortunate. I know there are some things that you can only do on PC, I guess. For a while when I worked at the Roadster factory, until I lost that job due to the fire that burned it all down, I did have Windows running on top of Mac. So I used, what was I using? Parallels, I think. There's a program called Parallels that allows you to run Windows on top of your Mac. And there was like one or two things, like I said, my mom, we were talking about this the other day, my mom used database software from DOS. So we ran Windows on top of Mac and then ran DOS on top of Windows to emulate. So it was like double emulation, 2 emulations deep to run some of that stuff. But that was really the last time and the only thing I had to use Windows for. But yeah, so I didn't make anything today yet, but I'll be going to my pottery class and be making some stuff tonight. I'm excited about that. And I got some brand new tools from some of you all out there. Thank you all who grabbed some stuff off of my wish list for my birthday. A few more things have come in, and I'm excited to show those. I haven't gotten pictures of them yet, so I got to get pictures of them and show them off. I don't want to be too showy. I don't want to be like, oh, and this every single day, but y'all came through a lot for me, and I appreciate that, and I got a lot of good stuff. So I will be taking pictures of some of those, but I've tried to send thanks out to people who have sent stuff out to me. I really do appreciate it so much, and I got quite a few tools for my wish list, and quite a few, mostly tools, but also books. So books and tools were the main thing. I got a few things of glaze, different glazes. So super excited about that. And I think, depending on what I do, I got some new brushes today. So I might take my brushes, because my teacher has a bunch of brushes, but the things I'm doing on the pendants are really tiny, and she has a shortage kind of the really tiny brushes. And somebody got me some brushes that have some really tiny heads on them. You call it a head on a brush? I don't know. I'm not an artist like that, but um, uh, and they're kind of stiff and small, which is exactly what I needed, to hopefully draw smaller things. Because I've been using, like, to draw the pictures on my pendants, I've actually been using a stick, like a plastic stick that I would dip into and kind of paint it on. And because there wasn't a brush that kind of worked well enough or right enough for me. So I'm hoping some of these new brushes will do it. So I'm excited about that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Maybe today. I also, like I said, I'll be getting some of my dishes back, and I did some different shapes on the dishes on some of them. So I'm excited to kind of play around with those too. So I might start decorating those. But yeah, that's what I'll be making later today. And Andrew's been working on some new paintings / collages. I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything about it, but he's been doing that the last few days. So stay tuned for those. That's exciting. He hasn't released any of those in a while, I feel like. So he's been staying up very, 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 very late. And by very late, I mean like all night and all day. Making those. So those will be coming up soon-ish. and that's about it. I can't talk too long here today because you know I've got my pottery class. So it's going to take us a while. I think I have more than 30 lots tonight or today. I keep saying tonight. It's usually tonight. Today, of this new acrylic, this very colorful, vibrant, beautiful acrylic. I'm so excited about it, and I hope you all are too. I think it's going to be fun for y'all to play with, and I think we've got good price points on this. You know, acrylic in the world can be pretty expensive sometimes. So I think we've gotten some good price points, and I think you're gonna love these. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna flip the camera around, and we're gonna get started taking a look at this stuff, and then we are gonna do giveaways. If I start saying goodbye without doing giveaways today, throw up your hands and be like, yo, 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 giveaways. Don't be afraid. Because I have them sitting here right in front of me, but they're probably going to get covered over. I'm going to move them because as I lay things out, things are going to start to get covered over here. I can feel it. I can feel it happening. I'm going to move this. I'm going to move this. I found my actual metal ruler. So excited about that. Now I have all the rulers up here, though, instead of any of them downstairs. So I got to take one of them back downstairs. We have this plastic ruler, which is, you know, you can barely see it. When you put it down on something, I mean, my hand's that, but when you put it on a dark color, you can barely see them. I'm like, I don't know who designed that. But that one I can barely read. And it's probably also, my eyes are getting older, y'all. And so it is harder and harder for me to read these things sometimes. Whoa. Let's move these over here. Don't knock my light off the end. Let's move this over here and move this over here. Trying to sort this stuff so I don't lose track of what I've got going. And, okay, let's move this over now. Just knock the other light. Not the light I was taking care not to knock over, but the other light. I'll get that in just a moment. Oh, you know, sometimes, everybody, some days, sometimes. Okay, let's see here. Move this, flip this around, and flip the camera. Okay, there we go. Flip the camera. Turn on this. Let me go get that other light that fell off the edge of the desk onto the other side. All right. Ba, ba, ba. And okay, we're going to call these CLR lots for color because they are colorful. Then we're going to start I have these ones. Now, let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of these. CLR1. And these are these beautiful, oh, there we go, $4. These are these beautiful acrylic, like kind of polka dot beads. $4 for the strand. You get 5 of them on a strand. And these are about 13 to 14 millimeter beads. See, they're coming in at about 13 millimeters, 13 and a half millimeters. CLR1. If you're, I guess I didn't say, and I don't have a banner. So if you'd like to purchase from this video, take down the lot number, CLR1, for example, put it in the subject line of an email, address that email to info@allegorygallery.com, and hit send. And that's all you got to do. That's it. CLR1, $4. Like I said, these are going to be colorful. These are going to be fun today. I think we're going to have a good time with these. Hopefully y'all love them. Sorry, I had to take a drink. A little parched. CLR2. And these I have multiple of. I'm not counting them all here, but these are CLR2. These are $6. These are this larger size. Really, really fun. They're nice and light. They'd make great earrings. They are an acrylic, an imported acrylic, and we have these 20 millimeter large beads, $6, CLR2. If you have any questions, let me know as we go along. I know that we often go a little quicker on Wednesdays because it's my pottery day. So if I do skip over something or you need to know something, feel free to ask in the comments and I will answer as best as I can. Five of these. CLR6. I'm sorry, CLR3, $6 are these. CLR3. $6 a strand, 4 beads on the strand, 5 of them available. Oh, have y'all had any lunch yet? We had quick quesadillas. We just had some leftover tortillas from the one night when we had some chicken wraps, fake chicken wraps that we made. And I just threw some cheese and some salsa, microwaved them with the cheese inside, add some salsa, and that's what we had for a little bit of lunch today. Did y'all have anything good? Brunch was pizza, says Marianne. We had veggie burgers and apple slices. Oh, that sounds good. Okay, and these are $4. We've got 8 of them available. Egg salad over lettuce greens, ran out of bread. Hey, you did a, what they used to call that? We used to get those burgers at, what was the name of that place? I can't remember now, but I think they called it animal style. They didn't have any bread. It was just wrapped up in the lettuce leaves. It was really good. These are these beautiful bright orange polka dot ones, CLR4, $4 a strand, 8 strands available for a series of 5 beads. This is the smaller size on these. These are about 13 and a half millimeters, CLR4. CLR5. We have these, and there are 5 of these available. And these are these red star beads. $6 a strand. 4 beads on a strand. 5 strands available. CLR5. Look how fun these are. What do y'all think of these? Y'all like these? I think they're super fun. What's everybody think of the beads? $6. 5 of these available. CLR6. These would go really good with Cloud Dancer. Very colorful, says Susan. They are, and they're big. They're nice big beads, but they're light. They remind me of the ball seals balanced on their, I'm guessing, noses. Says Marianne. Yeah, noses. Kind of, especially the stars, right? Those ones, especially. Super fun. I think we got good pricing on these. Imported acrylic. And yeah, I love these ones. These go great with Cloud Dancer stuff. The white with the clear. CLR6. Just sold one of the CLR6. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like that one. I think these are super fun. These are going to go to most likely the physical store after this. So we're going to have a nice colorful display of anything that's there, anything that's left in the physical store after this, which I'm kind of excited about. It's going to be a nice addition to kind of spring up the store, since I'm already doing some spring cleaning and things there and rearranging. It'll be really fun to have these out. CLR7 are the gray and whites. Oops. CLR8, $4. These are the smaller ones again in this beautiful blue and white polka dot. 4 of these strands available. CLR8. We just sold another one. Oh, just sold one of the 7s. Thank you so much. Glad some people are liking these. These are really fun. I keep saying that, but I really do think, like, I'm so into the citrus stuff and making like my citrus bracelet and earrings, and I can't wait to make some things with some of these bright colors and just have some fun with it. You know, I feel like sometimes I look at designing work as having to be like serious. I don't know, like I get too in my head. And I feel like sometimes you just need to break out and have some fun with some bright colors and just funky stuff, because it makes people happy. Like, honestly, if you're doing shows, like if you put one of these and one of these on an ear wire and maybe throw a little silver or gold ball on the end, you know, I think that's an earring. And it's super easy to make. Young people are gonna, I mean, people of any age are gonna go crazy for that, I think. So I can't wait to have them in the store and be able to show people and do classes with people making stuff with these, because I think they're gonna have a lot of fun. Andrew invested in ordering these in quantities that most likely we're not going to sell out of during the live. And so we'll be able to at least kind of split. I think that was the intention, is we'll have a lot, even if we sell a number of them during the live, to split off and have enough for some inventory in the store. And I think it's going to be really fun. I can't wait. We've just sold a 4 and an 8, two of the smaller ones. Thank you so much. Let's see here. I'm going to start putting these top 4 away. So CLR 1 are these beautiful greens, if you're looking at those. And, oh, the big color, that bag was so big. You got a lot of the rainbows, which I love. I love a lot of those rainbows. So those are available, CLR 2. Put that up here too, so I don't lose track of that one, even though it's this giant bag. And then CLR 3, I love this color, this light purple color. You know, I love pastels, so that's my color right there. Pastel purple, so pretty. And then CLR 4, I'm going to put this one away as well. That's that beautiful orange. Lovely, lovely, lovely oranges. So fun, so fresh, ready for spring. Can't wait. I know, Marianne, you're not there yet, but you can be there in beads. You can be there in color. Get you some spring color up there. CLR 5, CLR 6, CLR 7, and CLR 8. We'll move up here. Here we go. And if I do these just right, I might be able to get a few more in here if I'm careful. Maybe one more of each over there. There we go. CLR 9. These are 6, and there are 5 of these available. CLR 9. These are the red stripes in this stripe pattern. So some of the stripes go that way, some of the stripes go this way. They do kind of look like a beach ball, right? I think it's fun. Anyway, you know I think it's fun already. I've said that enough. So hopefully you all like these too. Some of y'all are liking them. I like that. Glad some of you like these. Imported acrylic. Andrew's working with a small vendor on these. We're getting these from CLR 10, $6. These are the black and white stars. Those I could see being really cool with, like I would put those maybe with some bone beads. I think that'd be really cool because they kind of do that. They have that kind of look to them already. That, oh, I just forgot the process's name. It'll come to me, or you can jog my memory if somebody knows what I'm talking about. CLR 11. Let's see here. And let's do these ones. Are these black and whites? We've just sold one of the 5s and one of the 9s. Thank you so much. CLR 11 are these beautiful black and whites. These remind me of, you know, the Beetlejuice, of course, right? Because of the stripies. I just think that's really cool. So you got those. And along that line, we have these ones. And let me see how many of these we've got. We've got extras of these because they're the black and white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 of these, and there are 4 each. This is the black and white smalls. CLR 12. CLR 12. And if you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up, y'all. I like to see those. YouTube likes to see those. CLR 12, $4 for the smaller size. And again, if you're just tuning in or you're like, what size is that? The smaller ones, pretty much everything's in 2 sizes today. It's this size, except I do have one in a different, but these are about 13.5. And then the larger ones are about 19. 13.5 and 19 are the sizes today. And that's those. CLR lucky number 13 coming up. I'm going fairly quickly through these, but that's because we've got a lot of them. And I want to get through as many as possible today. So we're probably going to do more than 30 lots today. Depending on the time I've got. We'll see. Okay, I've only got 3 of these. These are the only ones that are slightly smaller at 12 millimeters. 12 millimeters, and they're this deep blue color. They're like the coordinating ones with 8. So you can see the slight difference. Same price on those. They were the same cost to us, but slightly smaller. Slightly smaller. CLR 13, $4, 3 strands available. You know what? I think what I can do on that one is actually, I'm going to add another bead to that one. Because I've got a few that didn't fit on a strand, so I'll do that. I'll add another bead to that if anybody gets 13. So there you go. How about that? How about that for a little extra? A little extra, since it's the same price, but they're a little bit smaller. They were the same cost to us, but it's just a little bonus for y'all. And let's see here, since we're into the blues. CLR 14. CLR 14 are the star blues. A little bit brighter blue. Someone grabbed 113 so far. Thank you so much. There are those. So let me go ahead. I'm going to start putting away the top row. We have CLR 5. We have CLR 6. CLR 7, which is this beautiful gray. I like that. It's like, almost like, what, like a taupey gray, maybe? I don't know. It's a beautiful gray. It's not quite deep gray. Love that one. And then we have CLR 8, which are the medium now blues. Normally the small. We've got a slightly smaller blue available. And the red and white stripes, CLR 9. And we'll move these up. I love all these black and whites. Love the black and white ones. Okay. Ooh, these ones are fun. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. I just get excited about these because they're so cool, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Some of y'all are liking them. I'm not saying much about them, but some of y'all are liking them. And, but yeah, I think I'm excited about these. I love color though. So, and I love these funky color beads. CLR 15, $6 for these black, orange, and purple. Great Halloween spooky time beads. Super fun. Those would make great spooky time earrings or add them to a necklace. Put some witches with those and be fun. CLR 16. Marion says 15 is very Halloween, right? It is. Super Halloween time. Super Halloween time. We've sold one of the 15 so far. Thank you so much. CLR 16 are these large ones in the blue and black. Look at that, how pretty that is together. They go really nicely, like if you're combining some of these together, it'd be really cool together. We've just sold two of the 16s. Two of the 16s, the blue and blacks. Thank you so much. Love those, super pretty. CLR 17's coming up. Are these CLR 17? Check those out. Fun, fun, fun. I love these. I'm going to keep saying that this whole show because I am, we don't get, I guess, I think some people look down on acrylic sometimes and on plastic in general. And so we don't always bring in a lot, but they are like, this is the kind of stuff that brings me joy. Like, I think these are so much fun and it like brings you back almost to being a kid again and getting to play with these colors because, as adults, we're told we're supposed to be more serious. And, when we do jewelry work, we're going to work with gemstones and that's all great and fine. And I love a gemstone, don't get me wrong, but when you can play around with these fun colors that, in in kind of every sense of our lives, we're told that we're supposed to be more serious about or be more serious than. It it kind of delights me, not only in the kind of in that aspect, but also in just like rebelling against that and being like, no, I'm gonna play with color if I want to play with color, right? And I'm gonna have fun with my stripes and my polka dots and my stars, and why not? So that's why I think I get a little giddy over these kind of things. Plus, just color, so much beautiful color. Um, we just sold 2 more of the 15s. Thank you so much. The person who just sent 2 15s, did you mean 2 16s? I want to make sure, because you sent an email for both of those. I wanted to make sure that you meant both, because I don't want anybody taking stuff they don't mean, because I know sometimes that happens. I just want to make sure. Because that email was sent for the 16 very quickly, and I wondered if you actually meant 16 or if you were going for these. Maybe you like them both. That's good too. I'm not gonna fight it, but if you made a mistake, you can let me know, because that happens. We don't usually allow take backsies, but if it's a mistake like that, we do it real quick. We can adjust that while we're live. That's easy. Let's see here. CLR 18. And this is, look at these ones. Ooh, ooh, ooh. $6 a strand, 5 strands of these available. Look at those sweet, sweet beads. Peppermints. Okay, thank you. 15 and 16 are correct. Good, I just want to make sure. CLR 18. Peppermints. Who doesn't love a good peppermint? Right? Candy canes. Marianne says no to 18. Right? I knew this was going to be Marianne's favorite, but it does. It looks good, y'all. I don't know. I love it. Okay. We just did sell one of the 18s. Thank you so much. Somebody likes it. I'm glad. I like it. I think it's fun. What's next here? What kind of fun can we get into? Let's see. I don't know if y'all saw some of our friend Julie Peterson. She did some jewelry recently that was this fun, very colorful stuff. I think she just posted it yesterday or today. I saw it at one point. Maybe she posted it before and I just finally saw it. But she did some really colorful stuff. And I love seeing that. I love seeing that fun color. CLR 19 are the blue beach balls. I shouldn't call these beach balls because that's all everyone's going to think. But I think we're all thinking that anyway. And if we're not, sorry that I put that in your head or Marianne did talking about seals. But I think it's hard not to think about that a little bit. But these would be great. Summer fun at the beach. Why the heck not? Beach earrings, summer fun at the beach. You got all the color. We're gonna have, by the end of this, you're gonna have all the colors if you want them to make these fun beach earrings. 18 makes me think of strawberry shortcake, says May. Yes, absolutely. I could go for some strawberry shortcake right now. I do love a good strawberry shortcake. I haven't had those in a long time. Marion says Julie does quite a bit of brightly colored pieces. She does. She does a really good job with it too, combining colors and styles and shapes. I always love looking at her stuff. Okay, CLR 10. We'll put those away. gotta make room. We don't normally have more than all of this, but we're gonna have lots of, I don't know how many lots we have today, but we're gonna keep going. Past 30, if we have past 30, maybe we just did get there. I don't know. I think we have more than that though. Probably closer to 40 or 45. Marion says, beautifully funky sometimes. Right? I think so. May says, there's something cool about the 3-color striped beads. I know, right? I think so. I think there's something cool about a lot of these, but I get it. The 3 colors, they're really fun. The stars are charming too. They are. I think they're all, like I said, I think they're all fun. And like I said, they're nice and light. So while they are big beads, it's not like a big glass bead or something, you know. They're acrylics, so they're nice and light. They're very well done. They are very well done. There's like not bleeding into the colors. They're very sharp, which is so nice to see. I think Andrew did a great job sourcing these. And working with this new vendor on these. May says, I was just going to watch and admire. Well, that's okay too. You can watch and admire. CLR 20. Marion says the quality seems fantastic. Yeah, they are very nice. That's as we were doing these, I was like, they are, Marion says, but now I don't know, right? The more you see, okay, so this is what happened with me. We opened the box and you saw the top layer of everything, right? It's okay, you see the top layer. The more you go through, and we were stringing these up, the more we handle them and the more you play with them, the more ideas you get and the more colors you see, the more fun it is. Like, you get sucked into these and they're so cool. I don't like... At first you see them and you're like, what am I going to do with that, right? And then you start thinking how fun it would be to work with all these colors and to branch out a little bit of sometimes, like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, sometimes the things the more, I don't know that I consider myself serious, like I'm not a serious maker, but like, you know, I think I have some kind of particular style. I don't know what it is, but the more I look at these and the more I'm like, I want to play. CLR 20 are these orange, bright, you know, I love orange, bright orange and white. Such fun beads. CLR 20. Yeah, the more you see them, the more you look at them, the more especially that you work with them or handle them, it makes it so much harder to resist them. We've just sold 2 of the 20s. People are liking that orange. Here comes another 3-color. And now this one, look at that one. Need something for 4th of July. Anybody got red, white, and blue? It could be French heritage. Could be for the U.S. May says, you and Andrew got me into AB coated beads. I might get into another bead type, right? You never know. You never know. And I think that's the fun of all this, right? Is to, you know, not look at something and think, oh, that's you have to keep your mind open about things, I guess is what I'm saying, right? And me, of all people, growing up the way I did and being who I am, you'd think that my mind's open a lot, and I think it is, but sometimes when I see things, like when I first saw these, I'm like, that's a lot for people. But the more you play with them, like I said, the more you touch them, the more you handle them, the more you look at them, just the more fun it feels to be around them. And like I said, it kind of takes you back to that time when you're a kid and you weren't afraid to put things together and not afraid to play with color and be colorful. You know, I think big designers, we were looking at, you know, some of the biggest designers right now, the colors they're picking are like beige, and everything's like beige and simple and minimalist. And, you know, that's great. Um, but, and you know what? There's something to be said for that. And also with that kind of clothing, I think it's a little boring, but at the same point, this is the kind of stuff that you can accessorize all that with to make it more fun and to bring out life in that. So they're giving you, you know, whether you like that style or not, it's giving you a creative base to work from to add color to it. Um, let's swing it that way instead of being like, it's so dull, it's so boring. Let's just say that it's a good base to add color. And this is a good way to get color into that kind of thing. May says, but the bead budget, I wish it were bigger. Oh, I know. So you could have all of them, right? You have all the colors. Who doesn't want all the colors? I do. I want all the colors. I want every one of the colors. Let's see. These ones, these are $4. And there's 8 of these. Another one of the smaller ones. We'll bring in some of the smaller ones here again. This is the light blue. The light blue polka dots. 5 beads on a strand. $4 a strand. 8 strands available. 13.5 millimeters. CLR23 coming up. I know some of you are going to love this one because I do. It's the green. It's the green. Oh, look at that bright, fun green. CLR 23. $6 a strand, 5 strands available. Do y'all have ideas what you're going to work with these to make? Those of you who are grabbing some, we've just sold one of the 22s. Thank you so much. CLR 24 coming up. I feel like I didn't cut these papers in half. Oh, that was a 23, not 22. Okay. One of the 23. So 22s are still available. 23 is sold, one of those. And we have the 24, which is the green, slightly lighter green. You can see the different colors of green there. Slightly lighter green in this stripe, CLR 24. It's more of a limey. This is like the peel of the lime. This is like the inside, the citrus of the lime, the fruit of the lime. Okay, let me see where we are. Okay, I'm going to put away the Halloween ones, CLR 25, 15. CLR 15, put those away. I'm going to put away 16, which are the black and blue. These are really nice. These are vibrant colors. I think you need a vibrant color to stand up to the black, right? And I think this really works well. If you're going dark like that, that blue is a really pretty blue to match with the black. 17, or the light blue and white stripe. 18, candy cane, strawberry shortcake beads. 18. And let's put these blue away as well up here. Almost forgot those. The blue and white striped this way, darker blue. It's a deep blue. Okay, move 20 up. Move all of these up. Okay. CLR 25. Did we do? No, how did I miss doing these? Did I? We had almost all the black and whites and not these ones, I guess. Wait a second. No, we had the other way. So it's these ones. Black and white in this stripey. $6 a strand, 5 strands available. Black and white in that way stripe. We had the stripe going the other way earlier. We had this stripe. Now we've got this stripe, CLR 25. CLR 26. Are these baby blues, baby blue and white. I said really nice quality on these beads. Really well done. Very happy with this lot of goods. I made these papers too big. I think I forgot to cut these in half again. Let me do that. No, that wasn't right either. Never mind. We're going to get into some kind of pastel colors here a little bit. Check those out. And let's see here. Ooh. Peachy goodness right there. I'll show you these a little up close. I guess I can't show you too up close because this camera doesn't let me do it. But I'll bring them up a little bit. I'm just putting a few out here first. So I can put them out quick and then we'll take a look. So here are the beautiful purples. And then these salmon, call those salmon. Nope, somebody just tuning in, I think, got a CLR 1. Thank you so much. Sold a few more of those. I do believe those are still available. I don't think anybody grabbed any of those, so those are still available. And then we've got these browns, which is really nice. It's a light brown. Whoa, throwing them around. All right, CLR 29. Super fun. Fun beads. All right. So let me put away some of these. Put away this one. This is the orange. Let me show you too, in case it's not clear, the orange versus the salmon, just to show you the color difference there. All right. CLR 20 is the orange. CLR 21, red, whites, and blues. Nobody grabbed any of the 21s. Red, white, and blue is, I feel like, a hard sell. You wouldn't think so, but it is. Maybe just right now. I don't know. CLR 22. I've got the green stripe this way at CLR 23. Just sold one of those. Thank you so much. Oops. My bags are getting mixed up here. There we go. Just sold a 24 as I'm starting to put them away. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's 24. And I'm going to move these up and make room for the next lot. And sorry all again, we are not streaming on Facebook yet again today, only on YouTube because of our streaming service issues that we had. I still, in my headache yesterday, I have not researched, well, I have not set up the other streaming service yet. We'll probably be streaming on YouTube the rest of the week, and then we'll probably get that set up hopefully over the weekend. I'll work on that. CLR 30. CLR 30. $4. These are the smaller ones. And they are this beautiful purpley color. They're the coordinating ones to that. Or similar. They're similar. Not quite the same purple. They're a little bit lighter, a little bit more pink in that purple. We just sold one of the 28s. Thank you, thank you. Says my friend Dominique uses a free service, but I don't think you can stream to multiple locations. That's the thing, is that streaming to multiple locations, usually that's when you start paying for it. Many of them are free until you want to do multiples at a time, and then you have to pay. So we do pay a little bit. Well, like we pay about $45 a month to stream to you all. And that's worth it to us because it makes it easy without having to have multiple cameras or multiple streaming things going at the same time. There is a free one out there that if we had a computer with us at all times, I could get it working, but it's very complicated for Andrew to use if he ever goes streaming. So we're trying to set one up. We do have one. You all like the quality of that one better once upon a time. I just hadn't been able to have time to really teach it to Andrew, but this has kind of forced our hand, and we will be making that change. So sometimes, you know, you got to look at the good, right? Look at the good that comes out of stuff. They tried to swindle us a little bit, so we're going to cancel our service. Let's see, we just sold 2 of the 30s. Thank you so much. And sold a 22, which is the Little Blues. Thank you, thank you. Here's for the Italy lovers, or Mexico maybe, right? I think Mexico is probably a lot of other ones. Green, red, and white stripies, the 3 stripes, CLR 31. CLR 32 are these. Beautiful, bright pink. Bright, bright. Almost kind of like a fuchsia pink. No, they're like a bubblegum. They're like a bubblegum pink, right? CLR 32. Bringing in some of the bright, bright colors now. That'll be CLR 33. There you go. And again, if you're just tuning in, I'm not going over sizes because we've only got pretty much 2 sizes. The smaller ones here are about 13.5 millimeters, and the larger ones here are about 19 millimeters. 19 to 19.5. Some of them are a little bit. This is 19. These 3 stripes, some of these are a little bit, the ones that go, the stripes are this way, they're a little bit more oblong, whereas these are a little bit more rounded. So 19 to 19.5. The cut is a little bit different on it, which you can kind of see there like that. See how the cut's a little bit different on the bead? Okay, let me move these over so I have room for one more down here. Let's see here, CLR 34. And that is $6 a strand, 5 strands available. And that is a bright, bright pink right there. So you can see the difference between these 2 pinks. And even the salmon up here. Just to kind of pull those together for you so you can see the variation in those. All right, let's see here. I'm going to put some of these away now. Black and white stripe, the 25s. No one grabbed any of the 25s? No black and white stripes. Not that way. And then beautiful baby blues. 26. $27s. I love this purple. 28s. And 29. The browns. I like the brown. It's a good brown. It's a good base color. Okay, let's move these up. Having fun with color today. hope you all are having fun looking at these beautiful beads and grabbing some. If you're new here and you're like, what is going on? We're taking a look at these beautiful beads. This is a new vendor we're working with, Andrew, building relationships with people. Import these beautiful acrylic beads, and we've got 2 different sizes mostly. And if you'd like to purchase from this video, all you have to do is take down the CLR number that you'd like, put that in the subject line of an email, and send that email to info@allegorygallery.com. These are not available on our website. They will probably not be going to the website. We'll be probably taking these to the physical store to set up a display and for people who want to come in and take classes and build things with these. It'll add a lot of color and springtime goodness to our physical store. So if you're in Johnstown, Pennsylvania or thereabouts and you'd like to see these, I'm going to probably start having these starting this weekend. I'll have to make some room for them, but I'm going to probably take them up this weekend. So if you're watching this in the replay, this is your chance to get these now before they kind of disappear. They will be going into the physical store, and sometimes things don't come out of there very easily. So get them now if you like them, and get ready to play with some fun color. Here's yet another shade of pink. Is this one. So it's a little bit lighter than that one. And a little bit, actually, I think it's the same. I think it's the same as this one. It's just lit differently because of the way the pattern goes. So these two, to me, look the same. Those are, that's hard though. It's hard because when they're turned this way, they look more translucent, and when they're against them on this way, they look less translucent. But I believe they're the same color, the same material. 34 and 35. Okay, it's Bumblebee time. CLR 36. You got those bumblebees, or Steeler colors. For those of you who are into sports, a lot of Pittsburgh teams are yellow and black, and this is kind of that bright yellow and black. I guess Steelers maybe, is it a little bit more goldy yellow? I don't know. But these are, you know, they're nice. They're bumblebees. Who doesn't like a good bumblebee color? CLR 36. Going to a Pittsburgh sports game, sports ball, you can make yourself some earrings or something, right? Now, I've only got 2 of these ones. I don't know what happened with that. Maybe we could only get that many. I've got 2 of these ones. CLR 37. It's kind of minty green. Pastel minty green. $6 a strand, 2 strands available. Okay, just sold one of the 37s. Thank you so much. It's a pretty color. I can see why maybe we got fewer of those. People buying up that color. 38, bright green, and white. CLR 38. And remember, we're going to be doing giveaways after this. To be able to win any of the giveaways, you have to have an order with us or have placed an order today. We can't afford to ship giveaways to people for free. So you have to have an order coming either through a live or through an online store order. That's the only caveat to winning a prize with us. Other than that, it's going to be everything up for grabs. We just sold one of the 36s, the bumblebees. Thank you so much. And these are fun too. These are the orange and black. That's very Halloween-y too, right? Just orange and black. Like I said, really good quality on these. Not a lot of bleed over into the other. Like, they're very crisp in general. There are a few here and there. You're always going to see that kind of in acrylic beads, but very nice and crisp, very nice quality beads. We wouldn't sell them to you if they weren't, but I'm very happy to have found these in this vendor who's importing these. Love, love, love them. CLR 39. And I'm going to start putting away these. What did I do with that bag for those? Lost one of my bags. That one's right there. Oh, back here. Okay, 30 is going away. Those are the smaller polka dots. $31. Green, red, and whites. Andrew's probably in an Italy mood when he pulled those ones. We just sold a 39. Thank you so much. This is a 32. Those away. It's a 33. One more look at that. And this is the 34. Oops, I pulled the wrong bag. That's for the next one. This is the style. Just sold a 2, a 36, and a 39. Got that order in. Thank you so much. I'll move these up. That's 35, 36, 37. Only one of those left. 38, 39. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 9 lots to go, I think. CLR 40. Now wait a second. Oh no, these are, I thought these were the black and blue ones again. But these are actually a very deep navy and white. I mean, I thought they were black and white again. These are deep, deep navy. These are really pretty. Really deep navy and white. Wow. Those are pretty. CLR 40. I'm going to make a little bit more room, so I'm going to move this over a little bit. Move these over. Running out of room to put the bags of the beads before they're off the camera. Okay, there we go. These ones are cool. They kind of almost glow. Like, that yellow in there is so bright with that white. They're kind of glowy. It's really kind of wild. Like, the yellow is actually brighter than the white, which is crazy. And it gives it this glowing look. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. CLR 42. Red and white stripes. Striped this way. We had them striped the other way. I was watching Dominique's live stream some yesterday while I was doing the invoicing. I didn't get through it all, but it was fun. It was fun to watch. My headache did not allow me to continue too long. It started coming back last night, but she's fun to watch. The yellow makes the white look translucent. The white in this, they may have used a more translucent white. I can't tell because of how bright the white is, but it feels like it's not as opaque as the other whites. I feel like they did use a translucent white, Marianne, which is probably why it gives you such a bright white look or bright yellow look. It's a really good, whoever did that, they did a good job because they made a mix that really makes that yellow stand out, and it gives you kind of this optical illusion in those. I think it was just standard white. I don't think it would be as vibrant. And this is kind of a salmon that goes this way. CLR 43. We've got like the rainbow here. I love it. I love all these colors. May says, Marianne, I'm getting into yellow beads lately. Yeah. The yellow and orange, right? Marianne's the yellow and orange are her favorites. I love orange. I've never been as much into yellow, just because, you know, am I back? Let's see if I'm back. Can you all hear me? Okay, good. It reconnected. Hooray! I was just about to type that I had to start a new stream. So it reconnected. We're back. Good. Yay. I was talking about how yellow on my skin color is not the greatest, so I never play around with yellow, but I love yellow. I think it's such a happy color. I just can't wear it. But then I thought of that about gold, and then now I like gold, and I wear gold. So, you know, what the heck? Wear what you like. CLR 44. These are fun. I like this color. This is the next color. $6, 5 strands available. There we are, CLR 44. This is this beautiful green, tealy green. Like compared to this green, it's more of a tealy green. Compared to this green, it's kind of like a darker version of these two would go really well together, I think. It's a light and dark version kind of that, I feel like. And let's see here. Let me start putting some of these away. I'm going to put 35 away. I'm going to put 36, the bumblebees, away. Okay, we're getting close to time. I have to wrap this up anyway. We're almost done. I'm going to put these ones away. I think I've just got one strand of those left. 37s. There were only 2 of those. 38s. These greens. And the one I'm really surprised we didn't sell more of is this one, the 39, the orange and black. Like for Halloween, and just in general, I love that. It's a very deep orange and beautiful black. I mean, black is black generally, but I love that combo. It looks kind of luxe in these beads. All right, let's move these up. Boy, I think because we're doing this in the afternoon, some people who aren't able to attend are missing out on some of these. And I'm gonna try and take some pictures real quick after we're done here and show them so people see what they missed, because I think we have some people who normally are able to watch in the evenings but not in the afternoon because of work and all that are going to be loving these. So y'all are getting the first choice of these before everybody can get into them. Some people are not night people, so sometimes when we go into the night, it's not fair to some people who are not night people. Sometimes when we do it the day, it's not fair if we reveal new things when we're doing in the day for people who can't be there, but you know, can't do everything. But I think these are a fun thing to reveal. This is great for an afternoon reveal, I think. CLR 45, $6 for these. See, this is a different yellow for sure, right? Fun. CLR 46. And these ones. The last of the smaller strands is CLR 46, $4 for a strand of 5 smaller ones. Kimberly says 45 yellow looks more like a dandelion yellow. So pretty, right? Yeah, 45 and 46. This is that kind of, you're right. It's like a dandelion yellow. And 47 is the orange and white stripe this way. And the last one is this bright pink. Bright pink CLR 48. So if you've been waiting to see all the colors and all the styles, that's what we've got for y'all. CLR 48 is the last one. And there we go. All right. So I'm going to put these away, and then we are going to do some giveaways. Giveaways. So 40 is the navy and the white. $41 are these bright yellow, clear. Kimberly says, was 21 the only red, white, and blue? Yes. That was the only red, white, and blue. There was a red, green, and white. Red, white, and green. But the red, white, and blue was 21. CLR 42, this beautiful bright red. $43, salmon, peachy salmon. Maybe more peach than salmon on that one. 43. $44, kind of that tealy green. Sold one of the 46s, thank you so much. 45. Andrew says, oh, there's Andrew says, I love the stripes. I know, right? Aren't they fun? They're so much fun. Everything's so much fun. And the more you see them, the more you get sucked into them. Like I was like, I don't know about these. And then by the time we're done stranding stuff up, I'm like, I'm ready to make with these. I can't wait to see them in the store. They're going to make such a nice display of color. People are going to come in and make so many fun earrings for summer and for the beach. Like, I just play with color, right? Let's stop forcing ourselves into whatever and have some fun like when we were kids and make stuff with fun, bright colors and play around. Andrew says, I think they're really fun. They are. I keep saying that. It's probably like, probably said it way too many times. They're so fun. They're so fun. They're so fun. All right. Let's see. I pulled some giveaways for today. I don't know. I didn't prepare any giveaway questions. Oh, this is the hard part because I also feel pressured because I have to go soon. Andrew says they're lightweight and eye-catching. Yes, they are. And like I said, a lot of the top designers are using a lot of beiges and whites and blacks and basics. I call them basics, neutrals. And these are great to add a pop of color to anybody who wants to dress that up a little bit. I've got some vintage Czech glass here. This is a giveaway, vintage Czech glass. What is happening on April 10th here at Allegory Gallery? What happens on April 10th here at Allegory Gallery? Answer that question, be the first one in the comments that I see to answer it, and you can win that. Marianne says book club. Marianne is the first one. That is correct. So that is for Marianne. I'm out of bags, so I will have to just set this over here aside in a nice, let me make a clear spot because I've got to bring bags to the house. All right, and let's see, next. Whoa. What's the next giveaway I've got over here? This is normally, and we have that at an $8 strand for this one. This is these beautiful 2-hole squares in this beautiful purple golden color. They're really pretty. This is a vintage Czech glass strand. And I don't know, what question should I have for this? Let me see something here. Merci says, Marianne, you're welcome. Thank you for playing along. We appreciate you playing along. Trying Trying to think of a question. When is Andrew's having a class at, how about this? Having a class at Peters Valley. What are the dates of that class? What are the dates of Andrew's enameling class at Peters Valley? If you got the Peters Valley calendar of events, he's in there. It's nice to see his name in print. The event spans 2 dates. Marianne says, I know it's October. Getting close. Getting close. Here's a hint. You can go to our blog to find out if you need to. Go to our blog to find out. Or any of our emails that we send out about it too. Look how beautiful that strand is. Really nice. 2-hole strand. It's free. If you just, whoever answers the question first. Andrews Peters Valley class. When is it? Marianne already gave you a hint. It's October. And I gave you a hint. It's 2 days in October. What 2 days in October? Ooh, I hear a dove or something outside. A dove cooing, it sounds like. Anybody? Anybody know? Nobody gonna guess? Give it a few more seconds, and then we'll move to a different question, a different giveaway. Maybe nobody wants that one. Is it too hard? Shouldn't be too hard. Okay. Kimberly says 16th and 17th. Very close. Exceptionally close, but not quite. Very close. Almost. '17th and 18th. There it is. Kimberly got it. Andrew says, I know some folks don't like plastic, but I think it's what you do with components that makes it special and elevated. What I like is that these, what I like about it is that these colors, patterns, shapes aren't in nature. Yeah, it gives you something fun to play with, right? That's what we were talking about earlier. Some people look down on plastic, but it's all in how you use it. And like I said, we're so, I think sometimes as adults, we're made to feel a little bit stuffier than we are. Like, you're not supposed to use these bright colors. Those are for kids. And why? Why can we not have bright color in our life, right? Why are we not allowed to adorn ourselves with these fun, funky things? Let's have fun. Let's get funky with stuff. Why the heck not? Why are we forcing ourselves into this so serious time? All right. Next up for a giveaway. This will be the last giveaway today. We have these drops. Andrew says, if you found them in nature, just use the natural stuff. There are a lot of designers who do amazing stuff with plastic components. It's true. This says, I'm going to try and make bees out of the black and yellow stripe. That'll be fun. I can't wait to see how that turns out. So this is a nice, these are these matte glass drops. These are really fun. I love these. Got some of that amber, you got some kind of a springy green in there and a clear. And let me think of a question for this. I'll do an easy one this time. What is the name of the book that we're reading for Inspired by Reading Book Club? What is the name of the book that we're reading for our Inspired by Reading Book Club? Marianne says, I was thinking that bees would be fun, Kimberly. Andrew says, we saw some incredible beaded bees in Venice. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. And Kimberly gets it with the glassmaker. All right, so that goes into Kimberly's bag, which I already put into this. Let me pull back out here. Shouldn't have done that. Susan was saying the glassmaker's daughter. We're not on the daughter yet. We're just doing the glassmaker. Just doing the glassmaker. All right. And that, friends, is it for tonight. I feel like there's nothing on here, so I'm going to put my dancing fingers on here. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me this afternoon. And we will, I'm going to try and take some pictures of these to show people who may have missed this live so they know what they missed out on, and hopefully will come and watch. But if there's something you missed, catch a replay and feel free to send us an email for anything you would like. And we'll do our best to get it out there for you. I'm going to try and see if I can sneak the spreadsheet here today. But we'll see if I get through it all before I have to leave. So you may not get your invoices until tonight, but we'll see. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you back here tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time with something else. And don't forget, daylight saving time is starting this weekend. So don't forget to spring ahead on Sunday night or Sunday morning. Spring ahead, everybody, right? I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I know some of you aren't. I'm sorry, but I am. But don't forget to do that if you have any clocks that aren't all my clocks are automatically set. But just looking forward to it. And we will see you, like I said, back here tomorrow and Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Until then, have a great one, everybody. Bye now.